A Utah company is under fire tonight, the focus of an ABC investigation that began in San Francisco and stretches all the way to Orem. Thousands of college students were promised riches and celebrity status. This is a story that starts in Arizona, winds through California, and ends up right back here in Utah. Consumer reporter Michael Finney broke this story and joins us live from San Francisco with what he uncovered. Michael?
Barb, it all seemed so real. These college students told me they thought this was going to be the next big reality program like The Apprentice, but it didn't work out that way.
What's up, bros?
After months of not seeing each other, these college students are about to relive a summer ordeal that all began with a slick pitch.
If you dream of becoming rich and famous, star on a reality show, and win $1 million.
For many students, it all began here on the campus of Arizona State University.
This guy came up to me in the cafeteria, handed me a flyer and said, "Hey, do you want to be on TV?"
They had this big display of it says The Prodigy, and there was music and a whole bunch of people out there cheering it up and stuff.
Students from around the country were invited to try out a new reality program called The Prodigy.
I will do whatever I can to make whatever it is you need the best it can be.
This particular casting call took place in Utah.
Why am I the prodigy? Because I'm the best salesman here and I got a great personality.
Yell that you're the prodigy! Oh, yeah! I want to be on the show!
In all, it's believed 2,000 college students were selected to compete for the $1 million prize.
And that's the reason we got pumped up. That's the reason I went out a week early. Is because I'm like, okay, I'm going to be the best. I'm going to get a head start on all these guys and all these other schmoes.
With shooting ready to begin, students fanned out across the country. Videos promised a life of ski trips, private helicopters, and world travels. And where did the students end up? Fresno, crammed 6 to a room in these apartments. Some students didn't even know there was a reality program being filmed.
2 weeks in, they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, there might be a camera crew coming," and I'm just sitting here going, "What?"
On the first day of filming, there was no filming.
We didn't see a camera once the whole summer.
And the task they had to complete, selling home alarms.
Door-to-door sales. 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, 4 grueling months, all going head-to-head for the grand prize of $1 million.
We'd pile into vans and they'd drop us off in neighborhoods we had never been in before.
Selling alarm systems is not easy work, and that became apparent quickly. Apparent, too, sales techniques out of the ordinary. Were you lied to?
Yes.
Did you lie to people?
Yes.
We were told to tell people that we were not salespeople, and we were actually going to provide them a free home security system.
We're not selling anything, we're just giving it away, and the city's charging you guys to connect to the system.
This is the Firstline training manual. It says right here, stand with your GE logo facing the customer.
No, we were advertising directors for General Electric.
They were taught how to sneak their way into homes.
I don't know.
Actually, let's just go take a look. Is that right over there?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, let's go.
Man, you are good.
There was no warning. I mean, all of a sudden there's somebody at the door.
We would take away perfectly good systems out of people's houses and put in our crap.
Fong Lee of Berkeley fell for it, too. Her ADT system was ripped out, and she says a faulty one put in.
We don't want to hear anything from them. We don't want to deal anything with them. I just turn it off.
We didn't know at first. I legitimately thought that the system was going to be really good.
And through all of this, no cameras. Did they have a way for you to get voted off the island, or you're fired, or anything?
No.
The alarms being sold were from a company called Firstline Security of Orem, Utah. We called Firstline and set up an appointment for an interview at the company's Utah headquarters. But when we arrived, just 3 days later, the company had cleared out, filed bankruptcy too. A tip led me to the company's storage and call center across town. The door was locked and no one was opening it for me. But customer service director Cindy Sullivan did come out and talk. Did someone win the $1 million?
I honestly have not been involved with the Prodigy. I'm not involved with the sales side, really.
Oh, but you would know if someone won $1 million.
I don't know. I did see somebody come pick up a Hummer.
Viewers watching this are going to say, this is a squirrely way to do business.
What's squirrely?
picking kids up, taking them to another state, charging them to live in an apartment, moving them around in a van, charging them to pay for the van.
That's actually fairly typical for summer sales because the overhead costs for having offices in certain cities only for 4 months of the year are pretty extensive. Again,
she also said the systems they sold worked very well. I went looking for company owner Wright Thurston and found him in the parking lot of the building he had just deserted. First of all, did you give away $1 million to a contestant?
I'd probably like to not comment until my lawyer's here.
Your own salespeople say they were told to say they were from GE.
Well, that's not true either. I want to contact an attorney. You can.
You know, this is pretty important. You really shouldn't drive away. You ought to talk about this. Oh, don't leave. You're going to leave. As he drives away from the tough questions, why don't you look at the Prodigy website? Here it lists the sponsors of the program. GE is not amused.
I can tell you unequivocally that we are not now, nor have we ever been a sponsor of that or any other, if there are any other programs of that company.
So was there ever really going to be a show? We reached Prodigy producer Ed Anderson by phone. He told us the reality show was real. Someone did win. He would not say who. Did anyone win $1 million?
And they took advantage of quality individuals, not just in Fresno and Concord and here, all over the country.
Firstline says if anyone used deceptive sales practices, they were rogue employees, and it was not company policy. Now, the California Department of Consumer Affairs is now investigating 35 complaints against Firstline, and the company is still licensed to operate in California. And one final note, that young woman I spoke with there, the Cindy Sullivan, she contacted me after my visit. She now says, as far as she knows, no one won that $1 million. Reporting live from San Francisco, I'm Michael Finney.
Thank you, Michael.